Hi, everybody. My name is Dan Peterson. I own Cerberus LiveScan, and welcome back to another episode of Solutions for the Firearm Industry, episode 19. And today we're going to talk about how to expedite an ATF form that's been out there too long for one of your customers. If you like what we're doing, please hit that share and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. And if you want other topics you want to hear about, please let us know. We're happy to get it in the mix. With that, we're going to get into it. So, first things first, if you got a form that's been out there too long or your customer's asking and asking about it, about the worst thing you can do is call the ATF and ask for status. All they're going to say is it's in process or pending. If your customer asks why can't they see it inside of their account, they will never going to see it inside of their account. So the only way you can check status is basically logging into the FFLs account and taking a look at if it's still submitted in process or if it's other action has happened. But I do want to point you to this. So on the ATF website, there's a current processing time, and you can see and look at what's going on, what the average wait times are. There is a column for paper and there's a column for e-forms. What I have found, and from talking to elected officials and their staffers, if it goes beyond those average wait times, they actually recommend that you reach out to the congression or senator office in your area for where you live and ask for help with a federal agency. So what does that look like? So right here, I just pointed out here. So individual form 4, e-forms right now, as of today, this is February 26, 2025, 42 days. So what I have been told is when this exceeds that 42 days, I typically tell the customer 1.5 times. So in this case, 60 days, 2 months, then to initiate the outreach to their elected official. And what does that look like? I'm in Wisconsin. Ron Johnson is one of our senators. He's got the R by his name. So that's where I start with him. He's been very responsive and very helpful with that. Our congressman in this district is also very good. But every one of the websites are very similar to this setup. So you're looking for this box right here, help with a federal agency. Okay. That's where you start the process. You then click on that, and it's going to take you to a form on here. This is Senator Johnson, can you help? Casework, blah, blah, blah. Go down, and almost all of them have some kind of a form. Okay. There may be some different drop downs and different pieces to it, but you got to fill this out appropriately and put it in. I have subject here. I have ATF form for approval. That's what I'm trying to get assistance with. And then if you point your attention here, seeking assistance with a form 4 that is currently at X days, whatever that case is. And then I also recommend you put in the form number. That's going to be that 2024 number if it's really old. Otherwise, it'll start with a 2025 number and then 6 or 8 digits, as well as the serial number of the item, as well, and the submit date. Put those pieces of data in there so they have something to work with, and then you're going to submit the form. In about a day or so, maybe faster, you should get an email back from someone in that senator or congressman's office, and they're going to ask you for a little bit more paperwork. You have to sign a release that will allow them to talk to the ATF on your behalf because this is a tax transaction. It's a tax stamp. You have to allow the office and that staffer to speak on your behalf or to inquire on your behalf in a tax matter. So you have to sign a privacy release document. I'm going to pull those up here in a second. This is the first of 2 forms that I got from Senator Ron Johnson's office and their staffer. This is the privacy release form, simple demographic data, et cetera, and then fill this out top to bottom, scan it back in and send it in. And then the other form, this is the other form, consent to disclose returns and return information. This is the tax side of it. So the first one is basically a privacy statement and document, and the second one is authorizing their staff and their office to speak on your behalf or inquire on your behalf on tax matters. Because again, a Form 4 or a Form 1 is a tax process. Okay, so 2 simple pieces of paper. Needs to get filled out with the right information. And typically the staffers are pretty good. They will then push that as a congressional inquiry or Senate inquiry to the ATF, and they have to respond to it. For the most part, I have seen with my customers, I have seen action in about a week to 10 days on something that's been stuck and hung. So again, if you have a form that is exceeding some of these things, this is the process to it. So this is effectively that a form that's at 60, 80, 100 days on an e-form 4 or Form 1. That's how you begin and initiate movement. Many times it has fallen off or got stuck in some type of bureaucracy at the ATF, and it just needs the question asked about how to get it moving. Now, there's 2 other expedites that I am aware of and have used. One is for military type pieces, PCSing, as in somebody is moving out of state and they need to expedite the form. And the other one is law enforcement for duty use. Let me pull that up. So this is an email I got from IPB at ATF. And if you look at the bottom couple paragraphs, there's two expedite clauses they have on here. One, active duty military with a pending PCS, permanent change of station orders. That basically means they have orders to move from state one to state two, and the military is moving them for needs of the Army, right? So there is that process on there on how to do that. Basically, they say reach out to IPB, include military PCS expedite, and then the control number as well as the documentation that goes with it. The other one is the law enforcement duty use. That's basically law enforcement personnel that are personally buying the item that will then be used in duty. They can get an expedite on it as well to move it forward. There's some requirements there that it's got to be signed by the chief. It's got to be on some letterhead, and it's got to state explicitly that the officer is buying it, but then will be used for duty use and go forward with it. Okay. So those are a couple of those things. They also hint at if it's more than 90 days, you can reach out to them and contact branch and get it. I have found that that does not work, but the congressional or Senate inquiry does work. So with that, that's what I got today. If you like what we're doing, you can check us out at Peterson Farms USA. We have two main products that we have on the market. One is Cerberus LiveScan. Cerberus LiveScan is a digital fingerprinting solution for the NFA community. Allows you to process Form 1s, Form 4s. You keep all the data, and there's more information on here. And we have a growing network of dealers that are using our system, which is awesome. The other software we have is called Merlin. Merlin is our distribution search tool. Currently, as of today, we have 25 data feeds into it and order from 11 of them. So these are all the vendors that we're working with, and there's more that are coming. But these are the ones that we currently have operational inside of Merlin, and you can put it all on one screen, and you can see all the data, and you can see all the activity and basically all of industry at your fingertips. And last but not least, YouTube channel, Cerberus Software Solutions. This is where you can find and stay current as we put things out. Hit that subscribe, hit that like and share, tell your friends about it. And again, if there's a topic you want to hear about, send me an email. Email is dan@petersonfarmsusa.com. Happy to hear from you if you like what we're doing. And with that, I'll talk to you next time.